ladies and gentlemen, the next installment in the Mischievous Monsters TCG. We have a new product today. We have the combination Battle Box. Battle Box. It's gonna be like my form of a tin or whatever, like something where you get a promo card and a couple of packs to boost you up. Still in base set. There's a sneak peek at the card. Also, there's a sneak peek at the card because it is the card. And this contains the card. It's a combination. It contains 3 booster packs and a power pack. The power pack's a new thing, so I'll show you that when we get to it. We go a little flappy up here, and we'll open it up. And as you can see, there's 4 packs. And I'll take the promo first, and let's see if we can get out the packs. There we go. Put that up there. Alright, first we'll have a look at the promo. It's not really a promo because you'll be able to get an impact, but whatever. So once per turn, your opponent must discard the top 2 cards of their deck. So this is a new type of card, as you can see. It says Suck, which, as you know, probably, is the name of another card, this card, and this is basically an upgrade card. What an upgrade card is, instead of paying stars, like for example Suck, you'd have to pay a star. You can just play this card directly on top of the previous card. So yeah, and his ability is pretty much just a stronger version of Suck. So he's very helpful because he allows you to get rid of 2 cards instead of 1. And here we have the packs and the power pack, which is a new thing. And basically, it's like a normal pack. It's like a normal pack, but you only get 7 cards. And that's because they're all power cards. There's no monster cards inside this pack. So let's have a look at what we got in there. Alright. Our first card is Zesty Bar. Heal 1 monster to half its original health. So, for example, if we had a combination, its original health is 80. If we played a Zesty Bar, then he could heal up to 40. So that's very helpful, especially, oops, not the camera there, but that's especially helpful if you have a high health monster. Sorry. So Zesty Bar. Now we have the Night Vision Goggles. For the next 6 turns, your opponent must reveal any cards they draw. So that's pretty useful at knowing your opponent's hand, so you can sort of strategize around what your opponent has. Next is Triple Scoop Ice Cone. This monster can be any type. So this is a new attachment card, denominated by the A there. And basically, attachment cards, well, they attach to a monster. So each monster can only have 1 attachment card though. So you got to be careful about which attachment cards you're attaching to which monster. Speaking of attachment cards, we have the next one, Sigma Mask. This monster is not affected by any power cards except this one, because he's just too cool for the rules. So he won't be able to be affected by any other cards. Now we have Gems, which is gain 3 stars. Very, very powerful card. He can get a Zoran out in the field in 1 move, in 1 turn. Sorry. So very useful card. Then we have the Bird Hat. When this monster moves to the active spot, it does not have to wait a turn to attack. So that's basically if you switch when you don't have to switch. Oh dear me. Sorry. When you switch your card, when you don't have to switch, then you will lose your turn to attack. So it's basically a trade-off. But if the creature, monster, has Bird Hat on, when it moves to the active spot, not away from the active spot. When it moves to the active spot, then he can still attack after. Spoiler for another card there. What, you didn't see that? But we have the Cybernetrics Enhancement, and place 2 attachment power cards on 1 monster. So he could give another card, Triple Scoop, Ice Cone, and Bird Hat, for example. So it's a combination. You play this card, and then you attach 2 attachment cards. So it's also pretty strong. Oops. It's also pretty strong in the fact that you're effectively playing 3 power cards in 1 turn, when you're only usually allowed to play 1. So very strong card. Alright, let's set these cards aside. Alright, and then we got our 3 packs. We got Surprise, new pack art. I know, it's great pack art. That's another card that we'll see soon. Sorry, speaking of which, that's another card that we'll see soon too. But let's open this, the original pack design first. Open this right from the bottom. Alright, here we have the Stone Golem. You may kill one of your own Earth monsters in order to heal this card completely. So that's pretty strong, especially if you have a weak 1-star Earth monster. Then it's definitely worth healing him back up to 80, because he's a pretty strong card with 80-80. Next we have Squeak. Monsters with 80 attack may not attack this card. So, for example, if your opponent had Stone Golem, because he has 80 attack, he wouldn't be able to attack this card. So, very rarely useful, but could be useful in a few circumstances. Then we have Glob Mothership. If this card dies, your opponent must return one of their monsters to their hand. So that is a really strong card that can basically just get rid of an opponent's card, and then they have to repay the star cost. So very strong card. We have Skull Dragon. Full focus. This one. Oh, there we go. Skull Dragon. If a Earth monster dies, you may play this card for free immediately. So considering it's a 2-star, very good ability. Then we have the Drufferfant. It's very fun to say, Drufferfant. To play this card, you may instead discard the top card of your deck. So that's instead of paying the 1-star cost. We have Shifty Sam. This card must be in the active spot. If this card moves, he must be discarded. So that's because he does no attack, but he has 120 health, which is the strongest health you can have. So he's sort of a meat shield, so to say. Right, we have Collaborator. Ignore the bench limit when playing this card. So usually you're only allowed to have 3 benched monsters, but he could be a 4th benched monster. So pretty good card. And our power card is Stun Grenades. Your opponent may not attack next turn. Just a really strong card, I guess. Prevents your opponent from attacking, which is pretty good. Right, let's have a look at the new packs. What do we get in the new packs? We get new cards, of course. What new cards do we get? You don't know. Alright. Let's have a looky. Alright, we got Total. Pretty weak card, but the ability reads, you may draw the top card of your discard pile instead of from your deck. So weak stats, but strong ability, especially if you just discarded a really powerful card, or a really powerful card died, then you can just play this, just pay the 1-star cost and get it back. We have Kibosh. My purple in the printer isn't too good, so he doesn't look too good, but the original looks good, so that's all that matters, eh? But he's got quite a long ability. I think maybe the longest ability, but text-wise. As long as this card is the active one, all card costs may be paid by discarding cards from your hand. 1 star equals 1 discard. So that's really strong, especially if you have a large hand. Then you can play this card, and all your cards will become effectively cheaper. Now we have the Goblinoid. Gain 3 stars if this card dies. That's a bit like Gems, but just if he dies. And you still have to pay the 1 star cost, so it's like a weaker Gems. Once again, the purple in the printer strikes, but we have Cave Goob. Look at the top 3 cards of your opponent's deck, then rearrange them. Another very strong card, because you can muck up your opponent's strategy, especially if they know what their top 3 cards are. Especially if they know what their own top 3 cards are, sorry. Then we have Wally the Whale. When this card is played, shuffle the top card from your discard back into your deck. So he comes out, reshuffle back in your cards. Very good. We have Senor Cacti. If this card is attacked, deal 10 damage to the monster that attacked it. So he has only 40 health, so he could get knocked out in 1 hit, but at least he'll be dealing some damage back. Now we have my new favourite card, Lungrel, and he has a question mark for his attack because his ability is very special. It reads, this card's attack is the number of power cards in your discard pile times 10 with a maximum of 120 attack. So he can become very strong, especially in the late game, because you would have had to play 12 power cards, but I'm sure you could be able to do that. But otherwise, with 90 health, he might be able to stay on the field for a bit. And then we have the card, which is the front of the power pack, which is the Super Sword, and it's an attachment card. This monster gains 20 attack, so just a basic attachment card for a good boost. Final pack of the day. Alright, let's see what we get. Alright, purple strikes again. We got Binks. All of your... there's a focus, yep. All of your corruption monsters cost 1 less star as long as this card is your active one. So he only has 10 health, but you know he can help bring out some better cards, especially if you put like an attachment card on him that allows you to increase his health. We have focus. Camera doesn't want to focus today, does it? There we go. We have Sploosh. You may play this card on top of another. The card below this one is immune to all attacks until this card dies. So this, speaking of the shield, this would combo really well with Binks. You can drain the 50 attack on Sploosh and then knock out Binks. So that's a good combo. Alright, now we have Flame Devourer. Once per turn, your opponent must shuffle their hand into their deck and then draw 3 cards. So that basically prevents them from going through their discard pile or their deck and then drawing cards that way, because you'll just shuffle them back into the deck. Whoa! We got the next 3-star Blorgonium. Look at your opponent's hands anytime you want. So that's like before they draw, after they draw. You can just look at it anytime. You just say, hey, I want to look at your hand, and boom, they have to show you your hand. So very strong card, and you might notice a theme of looking at your opponent's hand and looking at your opponent's cards. That was definitely intended. Next we have the face of the new pack. We have Blower Man. If this card dies, deal 10 attack to each of your opponent's monsters. So that's even to the bench. So pretty strong card, especially considering that's just a straight 10 attack. Next we have the card that was hinted at on... where is it going? Card that was hinted at on Cybernetrics Enhancement. We have a 4-flax, which is a 4-flax as his Cybernetric Enhancement. It is 2-star, and once per turn you may shuffle the top 2 cards in your discard pile back into your deck. So he's very good for getting your cards back into your deck. We have the totally not copyrighted, not stolen Tweedle Beetle. For every Earth card on your bench, this card deals 10 attack. So yeah, he only has 10, but if you have the full 3 cards, he can do 40 attack. So still not strong, but I guess it's a bit stronger. And the final card for today is the Grapple Glove. The boxing glove being catapulted or grappled. Damage dealt on your next turn may be dealt to any of your opponent's benched monsters of your choosing. So that pretty much prevents your opponent from just pulling out a weakened card and putting that weakened card on their bench, because this will allow you to hit it on the bench. And that's all the cards. And I thought I might, before I go, say you could also use this box as like a deck box. So let's just put all the cards in one big pile. Whoops, bumping the camera today. Not very well. Alright. And as you can see, there's plenty of room still in there. So if you theoretically had a bunch of other cards, you could also slot them in. See if we can fit them in. In you go, come on. Two more. Boom, there we go. Very fiddly flat because it's only just paper. But I'm sure if you made it from a more sturdy material, this would be easy. Or just put it in like that. But so yeah, it can fit all the cards inside. So that's it for today. And hopefully in a week or two, I should have some more cards to show. See you then. Bye.